Hi everybody, it's me, Mike Celestino from laughingplace.com. I attended an event over the weekend for the new Disney Plus miniseries Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, and I walked away with the three official Lego Star Wars sets that are tied into that very fun new miniseries. So thank you to our friends at Disney Products for hooking us up with kind of review copies of these three new Lego sets to check out. And this is kind of like a preview of coming attractions. I am going to be reviewing all three of these right here on the Laughing Place YouTube channel. But we're going to start with the smallest of the three, which is Jedi Bob's Starfighter. Right here. This is for ages 8 and up. It's Jedi Bob's Starfighter. It's got 305 pieces inside here. It is tied into Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. The three minifigures included are Jedi Bob. And if you know the history of Lego Star Wars, if you're into the lore and kind of the Easter eggs that are present in this new Rebuild the Galaxy miniseries, you're going to know the very fun origins of this character, Jedi Bob. And if you don't know that already, look it up. I just learned about it really when this miniseries started being promoted. So check that out. It's a fun read if you go and explore where that character came from. And then there's the Akbar Trooper. In this kind of remixed Star Wars galaxy, the clone troopers are not clones of Jango Fett. They are now clones of Admiral Akbar, which is very silly and very fun. And then you've got the droid Servo, who is another very fun character. He's a gonk droid that gets a voice, and he's very wacky and excitable. And the Jedi Starfighter looks a lot like some of the ships we've seen in the prequel trilogy. Let's take a look at the back here. You've got an action scene playing out with the Akbar Trooper firing his blaster against Jedi Bob, who is voiced by Bobby Moynihan, of course. And then this is just showing us how the green laser bolts are fireable projectiles. The canopy, this is kind of a little storage space that has a banana, or what do they call it in Star Wars? A long fruit, and a little container of blue milk in there. And there's Servo, the gonk droid, and a better look at the back side of the ship, the rear aft side of the ship, and the opening cockpit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump this out, I'm going to build it, and I will review it. So let's get started on that. So I will start here by opening up the box by these little perforated edges, and we'll dump out the contents. Got the instruction manual, of course. That is a necessity for Lego sets. There's one loose wing piece in there. There's a sticker sheet. So it looks like about half a dozen, 6 or 7 stickers that will be put on the set before it's done. Close that back up. We'll just put that there. And we'll start with set number 1. There are only 4 total steps in this set. Gonna open this up, dump this out, open up the instruction manual here to the first steps, which are the minifigures. There's another smaller bag inside of here, and we've got a little container with Jedi Bob's cape in it. Alright, I'm going to do this in fast motion, and I'll see you on the other side. We'll take a look at the finished product. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and... Okay, that is the finished product of Jedi Bob Starfighter from Lego Star Wars. Rebuild the Galaxy. Let's take a look at the minifigures first. So we've got Jedi Bob himself, voiced by Bobby Moynihan. He's got the classic yellow color of the old Lego Star Wars minifigures for the first, I want to say 5 years or so. Maybe a little less than that, maybe a little more. Lego Star Wars minifigures were yellow in color, much like the standard Lego minifigure that you would get in like a city or a space or castle set. And then they changed them to be flesh-toned to match the skin tones of the actors. But Jedi Bob is a throwback to that era, so he's going to have the yellow skin color. Let's pop off his hood here. I want to show you the alternate face that he's got on the back there, and that is a little bit more of a serious Jedi Bob. Let's see if we can get him in focus. There we go. He's got the cloth cape. He's got this... His Jedi robes are supposed to be kind of rubbed off a little bit, as though he's been played with a lot. The tunic, I mean, on the print on his torso there. Same with his beard, but they didn't do that as much on the minifigure, I notice, as they did in the actual show itself. There's no back printing as you would have had. There would have been no back printing in that period of Lego Star Wars, so this is reflective of that. And there's Jedi Bob. He's got the classic green bladed lightsaber with the handle, the hilt there. I think it's pretty close to what you would have seen in that original set that he came with. Let's look at the Trooper Akbar. Akbar Trooper is what they're calling him. He is a clone trooper that is Admiral Akbar instead of Jango Fett. Like I said earlier, he's got the Admiral Akbar head, Mon Calamari. He's got printing on his back, as you would have with more modern Lego Star Wars minifigures. And he's got a Stormtrooper blaster there. And the Clone Trooper printing on his torso and legs. Black gloved hands. The only problem with this is you're going to want more of them, because there are a bunch in the special in Rebuild the Galaxy, so you're going to want to troop build these Akbar troopers, and I think this set is the only way to get him. So you may have to, visit your local bricks and minifigs to amass some Akbar troopers. Here's Servo. His alphanumerical designation is SRV0. So this is the Gonk droid from the series. If you've watched it, he's very, very funny. He's voiced by the guy who created Smiling Friends and Koala Man, if you've seen those kind of more adult-oriented cartoons. But a very, very funny guy from Australia, I believe. And it's just a very fun character. Very glad to have him. Very simple build. I do like how they use this is visible in the show as well. You can see how they use this like grill piece to give him a little bit more texture on the backside there. And the 2 feet. Cool to have a Servo figure. He doesn't really fit in the ship, I don't believe. But let's take a look at Jedi Bob's Starfighter. Very similar to some of the Jedi Starfighters we saw in the prequel trilogy, but I really like this design quite a bit. I love the red angled stripe going across this whole thing in a kind of a V formation. Wow, that looks really cool. And these are stickers here on the left and right. I'm not great at applying the stickers. I don't have a steady hand, but I think they came out okay. Let's take a look inside the cockpit. I'll open this up. There's a control panel there. And I'm going to attempt to put Jedi Bob in here. And the question is, can he go in with his cloak on? That's always a problem. Well, I'm going to take his lightsaber off. and try this out here. Let's see. Yes, I think I can get him in there with his cloak on. He's got a little headrest there, which is that kind of dark gray clip piece. Canopy comes down. Jedi Bob is in his Starfighter, and he's got this little storage compartment that I showed before on the box, and it does have the banana in there. And a container of blue milk, a carton of blue milk there for Jedi Bob to enjoy on his journeys. There are 2 laser cannons on the left and right. Those are kind of for display only. And then you have 2 working projectile launchers on the underside to kind of pretend as though these green laser blasts are coming out of the laser cannon. So let's just launch one to show you how that works. You just kind of press down on it and it shoots out, and you might get it lost. These things can be easy to... Actually, these green bolts are not as easy to lose as the little studs that come with some of the other, the fireable projectile studs that come in some of the other Lego Star Wars sets. So, not too bad, and you do get an extra one. These are the extra pieces that I had left over, and one of them was a green laser bolt. So, in case you lose one, you do have an extra. Now, I was curious if there's a place to store... Oh yeah, look at this. So, I think the idea with these clips under here is that you're going to store Jedi Bob's lightsaber, and there's even an extra lightsaber hilt if you want to put that... Oops. If you want to put that in the other clip, right there. So you got some storage space, or you can use that to store the extra blast, right? That makes a little bit more sense, actually. So, put that right here. The extra laser, green laser blast is there, in case you need it. I also wanted to show you that the landing gear here does go up and down. It does retract into the base of the ship. Beautiful. I want to tell you, I tried to fit Servo, the gonk droid, in the cockpit, and this is as close as you can get. He does kind of actually fit in there, but you can't close the canopy at that point. It just kind of gets stuck on him. But obviously, if you wanted to, you could put the Akbar Trooper in there because he's the size of a regular minifigure. Okay, that's pretty much it. Like I said, this is the smallest of the 3 building sets that they made for Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. Really nice set, and probably the most affordable of the 3. Great minifigures, really nice looking little ship. I like the engines. You can see the engines with the yellow light coming out of the back there, implying that it's, emitting some energy. There's the forward engines there. Nice use of the ice skating piece, the ice skate blade there in the forward engines. It's just really sleek looking, and if you've seen the show, I think you're going to want to have this to get Jedi Bob, of course, the Akbar Trooper, Servo Gonk Droid. The ship is really nice. Geez, it's just a really nice set, and I'm glad to have it. And thank you to our friends at Disney Products for giving us these review copies. And I'm looking forward to checking out the other sets from Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. Until then, my name is Mike Celestino. Thanks so much for watching. Visit laughingplace.com for all your Disney news and opinions, and we'll see you real soon. Bye!